I'll take it.
Go ahead, Art. Hey, Coach, Lenzel, a week and a half ago, gave a pretty emotional speech in this room when you guys lost to Penn State. First of all, I just wanted to know what your thoughts were when you saw that, and B, how different is this team when a week and a half later he's playing the way he did?
Well, I think, you know, I'm not sure what he said up here, but, you know, I like the way that we're playing right now. You know, we didn't play what I'd consider perfect tonight, but we made some plays that we needed to make both offensively and defensively that really kind of opened the game up. And you know, we started the game offensively. We were very, very tentative. And then, you know, we hit a stretch in the second half where we were kind of the same way. And I'm like, hey, fellas, we gotta, you know, it's time to step up and make plays.
With Lenzel specifically, hit 4 in a row from beyond the arc, how different is this team when he's shooting that way?
Yeah, it definitely opens things up for us, and you know, we want Lenzel to take those shots when he's open. You know, he had a big pull-up jumper in the first half as well when they ran him off the line, shot faked. But I think, you know, seeing him play like a senior, I mean, honestly, I expect our seniors to play like that at Ohio State because they usually don't make it that long.
You were ahead by 3 with 9 minutes to go and outscored them 19-4 to end the game. A lot of that came out of your defense. Just talk about the way Shannon had that block shot, stripped Hammonds a couple times, just the way you guys were able to turn the tables on them and get some easy baskets out of that.
Well, that was definitely the key to the game because we were able to get some easy ones. You know, I felt like there was a couple times where we didn't play out of our positioning defensively, and we gave them kind of some open looks, which was problematic. We did it a couple times in the first half, a couple times in the second half, because we were, you know, it was obvious everybody in the arena knew where they were trying to go. And I thought we crowded the floor well, but when they kicked it out, we weren't as quick reacting as we needed to be. But during that stretch, we were everywhere.
You mentioned being tentative on offense in the first half. Were you focused on getting the ball to Amir inside, or was that just kind of my imagination, or was that just circumstances?
No, it was the circumstances, and I thought Amir had pretty good energy tonight in terms of getting off the screens and getting where he needed to be. Was very, very active. Yeah, he kind of got us going there.
Bob?
Thad, Lenzel's had a rough stretch shooting for a while now. I'm just wondering, how do you handle that? Do you tell him just keep shooting? I mean, you try to. What's the? At what point do you say stop? Don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
They don't listen anyway.
Please stop shooting.
No, you know, it's funny because I gauge so much of a player's performance by what he does in practice, and Lenzel has spent an inordinate amount of time in terms of working on a shot after practice, and you know, he's got a shooting routine, which I love it when guys have routines, and he's going through it. And you know, I've talked to him about, hey, you know, we need you to knock those shots down, and you know, that's what he does. And you know, when he went through that stretch, it was just I look at every shot, and so many of those things were like in and out, so you know that it's right there. And fortunately, they started going in for him.
Did you ever see him where he looked like he wasn't sure about what he was doing? I mean,
yeah, he goes through that stage like twice a game where he gets his look. But I say that 4 years ago, I know that kid better than anybody. But I wanted him to play with some confidence. I think that at times he will press a little bit, but to see him play himself through it and you know, start making shots for us is a great thing.
After 3 games now and 3 wins, I guess, are you convinced that this is the starting lineup that you want, or is that something you could still mess with going forward?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I didn't like the start we got off to tonight in terms of being down 6-2 at the first time out, but you know, I love the way Shannon's playing right now, just in terms of his energy and coming in, and he's really given us a spark in terms of just his energy on defense. You know, he came in and like deflected 3 balls right out of the shoot, and it you know, it looks like he's playing with I don't know, a lot more confidence offensively.
And he came back in the game, so he's good, all good after the
Yeah, X-ray was fine, nothing broken. Yeah.
Chad, do you feel as though you're building some momentum, that you maybe have solved some things these last 3 games, or is it just a product, long season, over 3 games you played well, but you don't know, there's no assurance that the next game you're going to carry that over?
You just answered it.
No,
I mean, you'd like to feel good, you'd like to feel great, but right now, I mean, geez, one bad segment of a game could cost you the game with what we have left on our schedule in terms of who we're playing, when we're playing, where we're playing. I hope our guys are feeling better about what we're doing and why we're doing it and how we're doing it is that's what I want to be confident in, just in terms of I think our execution's better. I think defensively we've been a lot more active, and communication's been a lot better for us.
Coach, I see you're first in the nation in three-point percentage defense. Is that because of a special emphasis over last year and the previous years, or is there an explanation for that?
No, nothing major. I don't know. It's not something we said like, okay, we've got to lower our three-point field goal percentage defense. It's just sort of happened that way. And the big thing we don't ever want is giving guys wide open looks like we did a couple times with number 21 today, that's all he does is shoots 3-point shots.
But you said in that stretch where you forced all those turnovers that we were everywhere. When you called that timeout after Lenzel hit the 3, they had gotten it down to 3. He hits the 3, you call timeout. Did you tell him in that huddle that at that point you were pretty much trading baskets?
Yes.
And did you tell him you needed more from the defense at that point?
Very politely. And, they were shooting like 65%.
Exactly, yeah.
And it just said, hey, we have to draw the line here. We've got to get some consecutive stops in terms of we felt like we could score on the other end. I thought we were pretty good offensively in the second half, but the trading baskets had to stop.
Thad, you mentioned that you like to rebound your night. How would you kind of evaluate the matchup with Hammonds? Was it a wash? Somebody have an edge?
I don't know. I mean, they obviously that was a focal point for him. I mean, they were looking for him every single time down the floor that he was out there. Well, we were running some different stuff, but from my perspective, I thought Amir played really, really well tonight.
I'm just wondering what you're seeing a difference. This was another game that 5-7 minutes left in anybody's ball game, and over the last week you've done what you weren't able to do.
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Painter was up there and said, well, they're making shots. But do you see, what is the difference? What's allowed you to close games out here that have been tight down the stretch?
It's been a little bit different each game in terms of, Wisconsin, we were down, we had to score. Then all of a sudden we had to get stops, key stops. Iowa, we made our free throws. We did a good job of finishing that off, as well as getting the stops that we needed. Tonight, it was kind of the scoring down the stretch. I was telling Dan something new happened to me tonight. Like, we came out of the timeout, there was 3:40 or whatever left. I looked up, next thing I know, it's below a minute to go. And I think I'm going to start doing that more. Like, I don't know where the time went, but that was pretty effective for me, and we were up by 16 when it happened. So maybe if I just kind of, I don't know, I literally have never had that happen before. It happened so quick.
Lori?
That both your guys, when they were up there, mentioned Michigan. And I'm wondering if that's because it was something you brought up post-game, or is it just because it's Michigan and they're eager to look ahead to that?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't bring it up. I know they know who we play next, and I should probably find out. I think we play Tuesday. Is that correct? Tuesday, and no, we'll head back down and go to work and get practice organized for tomorrow and film, and we got to obviously take a look at this one and find the pluses, the minuses, and build on it. And but yeah, here we go again.
Sorry, just real quick. They got a lot of second chance baskets in the first half.
Yeah.
It seemed like you took them away in the second half.
Well, that was that was probably the difference in the game. They had 9 in the first half, 1 in the second half. Now, their field goal percentage skyrocketed, so they didn't miss as many shots, but, I thought we got some big-time rebounds down the stretch, and that was kind of what I was talking about, where we weren't rotating out. We were in position, but then when the shot went up, we weren't going back to where we needed to be to get those rebounds in the first half, and, I think they had 11 points with 7:33 to go in the first half, and 7 of them were off of offensive rebounds. And that's what we were telling our guys, hey, come on now, we've got to rebound this thing. Thank you, guys.
All right, Coach.